Welcome back, guys. Happy New Year. Thank you for bearing with me. I did leave two videos. As you know, it's always quite difficult to load in succession, to load a video every other day or every 2 days for me. But I think I like that idea of leaving you with more than one video for the week. You know that I have a full-time job and I'm doing readings for you guys. Thank you. It's been so wonderful to meet you. Thank you very, very much for your kind words. And it's been great to finally meet a lot of you. I appreciate it. You guys are very good with the taza. You do it perfectly. You are able to get the right amount of coffee, make it on the espresso maker. And it's been easier now than the first week I was doing the readings. And yeah, I think you guys are fantastic. Thank you again. So there's so much to talk about, guys. There's so much to talk about. And I want to reconvene again on the wildfires in Australia. When we had the fires here in the United States, it's my lavender pieces. When we had the wildfires here in the United States, it was so emotional. I could not bring myself to do the videos because I kept crying every time I saw the news. I think we are getting callous. I think I'm getting used to these fires. It's terrible to say, but you know, I have people, I have family, and I have friends where the fires took place here in the United States, and it was rough. It was rough, and it was hard to talk about. And it still is. It's terrible to talk about what's happening in Australia, but I did a taza. And you know, for you Australians, I know I have several viewers there in Australia. If you can just point me to a person that I can read a taza for, you actually need someone to do the taza in their name. So I've been doing it on Scott Morrison. But if you guys in Australia have anyone that you'd like me to do a cup reading on, please, I'm open to suggestions. I'm very interested in that. And yeah, I've been reading. I haven't been able to do videos, but I've been reading for myself there, the tarot on Australia. So I wanted to continue with that. So let's see, wildfires in Australia. Who can I? It's like the spirit. We need your prayers, you guys. I know, you know, to whomever you believe in that is good and benign, can you please send out prayers to our brothers and sisters in Australia and to all the animals? We have to do something. We need to send donations in. We need to send good vibes in. We need to send our prayers and give them strength. Those people are just amazing. They're wonderful people. Did you see them rescuing koala bears and giving them water? And then this was one lady. She was so cool. She told Scott Morrison off. I'm sure you guys saw that. She was wearing a Led Zeppelin shirt. And she had like punk rock hair. And she was walking her goat. She had a goat on a leash instead of a dog. And she told them off. And all the people in the town. You know, people are desperate. And that's what I saw in my taza, you guys. I saw the desperation. But I do have good news. Now let's do a tarot first on them. Those people in Australia are so kind and positive. They're just wonderful, wonderful people. Oh, I love my Australian viewers. Sacred tell us, please, about Australia and the wildfires. King of Coins. Okay. Now, let's get my shadow out of the way. This is what I saw. Here we have a King of Coins coming in. Let's see. Let's just see who this could be. The Empress upside down. Wow. Yeah, the destruction. The loss of wildlife, the loss of trees. I saw that in my taza. Here I have it. If you look here, let me show you real quick. I'll mix these two up, but Sometimes these things are so clear. If you look here, you see that there are no trees. It's just like ash and soot. And I saw that on my last cup. If you guys look at my last cup that I did on Scott Morrison, I told you about mudslides. I just saw on the news today that there's a bunch of ash and mud going into the ocean, and it's contaminating the waters in several places in Australia that were considered, and they will be considered again. But right now, they were considered a paradise, and right now they're just desolate. You see all the ash and everything going in, and that's what I saw, you guys. Look at that, coming from up high down, and it's dirty. It's like ash and mud going down here. So that matches perfectly with the tarot. Eight of Coins. Everyone's working on this, of course, and not just Australia. I saw people all over the world. This crowns it. Eight of Wands, the sense of urgency. Finally, the government's going to be acting. As usual, you know, too little, too late kind of situation. The Hierophant. You know, everyone's tired. All the organized groups, including the government, they're just tired. They're exhausted. They need help from the world. They need help from other countries. And you guys, they're going to get it. They're going to get it. And yep, the moon. That was the danger. And look at these. I chose these cards because look at the animals. Look at the animals. They're the ones that suffer the most. The animals, the children, the elderly. Look at this. It's so sad. It's in the recent past. Danger, warning, danger, warning. People not heeding to it. Animals unable to escape. But some finding refuge. In the upcoming days, weeks, months, the Star of Hope upside down. Lots of losses, you guys. And an insane amount of loss. The Judgment. More loss. And there's going to be a change. There will be a change. And that's what I wanted to get to, because I saw that. Not only did I see that in the cup, I told you guys sometimes I hit dreams, and I saw radical change coming to Australia in the way that they pick their leaders, in their constitution, in government. There's going to be a change of the old out. The old way of doing things. The old way people got organized, and the old way they did things. That's going to be radically changed. The Hermit. The Hermit upside down. Okay, so anything that wasn't working, anything that was stagnant, anything that, or anyone, any organization, any person, and anyone that was stagnant during this crisis, that's going to be brought to light, and they're going to be judged on that. And vice versa. And vice versa. Anyone that jumped into action, like the firefighters. The firefighters that I heard that some of their homes were burning while they were saving people's homes. They lost their homes. And some of them lost their jobs because they would not go back to work. A lot of the volunteer firefighters that have like their regular job, Australia gives them about 6 weeks, I think a year, for them to serve as voluntary firefighters. Those guys did not want to go back to their jobs because Australia was burning to the ground. Animals were dying. There were casualties. People died. And they lost their jobs. Hopes and fears. Five of Coins. You know, we all of us get this card. This is desolation. This is being left out in the cold. And that's gonna change. And Page of Coins coming. So this is a message of money, and that's what I wanted to tell you guys. Australia is going to be receiving money from all over the world. We need to give, you guys. We need to send some money, even if it's $1. Even if it's $1, you guys. We all need to help out with whatever we can. There's going to be money coming from all over the world. From even countries that are considered to have animosity toward Western, or, you know, to our way of life, Australia, Europe, the United States, even countries that we think that are our enemies are going even to be helping in Australia, people from that country. Because, you know, like, I don't like to say Russians, or I don't like to say, you know, Iranians, or I don't like to say, you know, or like people refer to us Americans. We're not all, you know, we're all different. We are not the same. There's good people everywhere and there's bad people everywhere. So in these countries, people that are good, they're going to be compelled. Their compassion will push them to act, and they will send Australia money. We need to do as well. It's going to be happening soon, you guys. And I think that the way that they choose their government from now on will be changed because of these fires. I think that anyone that is anti-climate change, or that doesn't believe in climate change, global warming being caused by human action, that is going to be a point of contention for anyone that wants to run for prime minister or for government there. I think that that's going to be something that will be put in the Constitution, that you first have to care for this. This cannot be a political ploy. This is reality. And I think they're going to be one of the first countries on earth, in the world, to do this. That's going to be, the elections are going to be contingent on that. Whether you are scientifically minded, whether you believe that climate change is being caused by humans or not. You cannot use that anymore. You have to, from now on, the Australian people, that they're going to demand that anyone in charge is able to understand the causes of these catastrophes, and that they are caused by global warming. And they're going to be the pioneers for a change, a worldwide change in our laws and our governments. Sorry about that, you guys. As soon as I was getting ready to put the cards away, I heard my heater clicking, and I knew it was about to go off and make a bunch of noise. Okay, so here's that cup on Scott Morrison again, and the reason again I did it on him is because I just want to find out about Australia. And since he's the prime minister and the person in charge, I wanted to see what his surroundings are like and what's coming his way. But again, like I mentioned earlier, please, Australians, if you have any person that you want me to read on, the Tasa especially, send me a message, shoot me a message, or leave me a comment. And I would like to do a reading on someone else as well, someone relevant to the wildfires. That would be ideal. Okay, so here I see the desolation. I see the, like, what I interpret to be mudslides. Now we know that it's like mud and ash that is going into the ocean. You know, at the bottom here of the cup, I did see an area of like animals and people that were caught, that were able to escape. So there might be an area after the fires are under control and all this has come to pass. We're going to find out about an area where a bunch of animals went to seek refuge, and it's going to be like little miracles happening, that we're going to hear these little miracle stories here and there. There's going to be a story about a woman and her house half burned, and she will be found with her dog. I think it's a woman. So we're going to hear all these stories, these like miracle stories of people that were, and some animals that were able to make it. I mean, it's devastating, you guys. It's devastating. The poor little koalas, I saw that on the news today. just up in flames, and people grabbing them and putting them out and putting the flames out and wrapping them up and giving them water and trying to help them. We need to act. We all need to act. We need to hold these people responsible. Now, Scott Morrison, he came in late to the picture. I mean, if your house is on fire, why you go on vacation? That makes no sense. But now he's back, and there's, like I said in the tarot, I saw this in the cup earlier, money from all over the world. Money from all over the world will be coming to Australia. Here he is in his building. Wherever he is, there's smoke all over. I'm sure you guys can see that as well. You see the smoke? He is driving around in a large vehicle now. So he drives around with an entourage in a large vehicle. Larger than what we saw him on TV with. Maybe a bus or something like that. And he's talking to two other tall, thin men. And I think that these guys are going to be heading the distribution of all the donations coming in and of all the money that is being sent to them. And they're going to try to educate this guy about how the fires began. And I mean, even if it's human, like if the fire is caused by a human, these fires these days are just running rampant. There's no way for them. Because of the global warming, they're harder to put out. They're ravaging larger areas than ever before. If the air is too dry, the climate is swinging in both directions. Where it rains, it pours, and where it's dry is extremely dry, and anything could be lit ablaze. So here we have all this money coming into them, Australians. I'm so happy to see this. You guys are going to be getting so much money to help with the crisis here. And there is money coming into 3 different parts of Australia for 3 different areas. Now, I'm not sure. One is a woman. A woman is going to be sending in lots of money. She may be from another territory in Australia. And another man here. And then I think a lot of the money is going to be allocated to a fireman. See, to me, this is a fireman. And it's a fireman that has to do with animals. I don't know if they have like special firemen or volunteers that help out with the animals. You see this guy, he's wearing like a big kind of suit, and there's like smoke in the back. And here's that little animal. And those 3 people are involved with distributing money coming from 3 different territories to 3 different types of people. And here you have, it's unfortunate, you have people, dead people, animals, people running around in desolation. They're just destroyed. They're desperate. They're running around with their heads down. I'm sure you can see that. See how they have their heads down? And they look like they're running. All these people. And then it seems to me here like I told you earlier about the miracles. I think there's gonna be in the news of a little girl that was left alone, and she survived, and she's on a hill, like by a drop, and she survived the wildfires, the bushfires. So the little girl has somehow survived the bushfires, and we're gonna hear about that in the news. And then you have people with money donating money to all these survivors and all the people that were affected, obviously. Tears. There's even money coming from Arabic countries, you guys. Arabic and Asian countries will be sending in money to help the people of Australia. And I see 1, 2, 3 different territories again. I gotta look into it. Were these like the territories that were most affected? That's going to be clearing out. 3 territories will be clearing out here. Yeah, so some light at the end of the tunnel, you guys. You know, I hope that all this fiasco all over the world will help us choose better leaders in the future. I mean, the people that are leading us now are just so incompetent. So incompetent, you guys. We can't go through another decade of this. There'll be nothing left. So, yeah, that's my reading on Australia's bushfires. And now I'm going to do, I don't know which I should do. I did a cup on Mohammed bin Salman. I did a cup on the Ayatollah. And I did a cup on Boris Johnson. Let's see which one I'll link to this video. Let me move on to the next reading. So I decided to go with Boris. So I'm going to do his cup first, and then I'll do a tarot on him. You guys, Boris is this guy. I don't even know. How the hell he's like Trump lucky. He's that kind of lucky, you guys. No matter what he does, is that privilege? Is that just privilege? No matter what this man does, it looks terrible, and then he still gets away with it. So at this point, well, I'll just tell you what the cup says. So here he is by himself. And this is another guy. And I know I've said this before. I think this is Jacob Rees-Mogg. This is Boris. They have their backs turned on each other. Again, I see that again. And I think it's because Boris is out there, instead of governing, all he said was, let's get Brexit done, let's get Brexit done, let's get Brexit done. I will not abandon you. He told the working class people, I will not abandon you. You have placed your trust in me. I will not let you down. And all these things. And then the first week that they elected him as prime minister, they debilitated the rights of workers. Their vacation, their overtime, their all those workers' rights that they had. That was the first thing to go. They're working on that. So here he is, Boris Johnson, turning his back on, I guess what Jacob symbolizes is the conservative part of the government. And here is Boris making out with another blonde lady, as usual. I mean, you know what this reminds me of? I've read the cup for like my teenagers in my family, and all they want to know, especially the girls, does that boy like me? And I'll see them making out with some guy, then I gotta explain to them exactly what the guy looks like to make sure it's the guy they like. That, you know, it's not a future guy that they'll be forever with this current guy, that he doesn't look different. It's sort of the same thing with Boris. Everywhere he's making out. So here he is making out with a blonde lady, and he is turning his back on governing. I mean, he'll do as little as possible to get by when it comes to governing and working. He is out living la vida loca, you guys. And guess what? This looks like Donald Trump Jr. to me. So I think that Boris and the Trumps are going to, especially the boy Trumps, the sons. I don't know. It could be Eric. It looks more like Don. He's darker. He's also going to be making out with a lady. So they're basically ladies' men. They're ladies' men, and they're going about making out with people and just being bachelors, I guess, and sowing their wild oats still, and just party animals. Just party animals, those two. instead of governing. He's going to do as little as possible. And here you have two couples, married people, that are looking on like in a scandal. There's going to be scandal after scandal with this guy about personal things, mostly personal things. And here you have the Queen. I know people hate it when I talk about the Queen. I get so many people from the UK mad at me that have told me off terribly anytime I mention the Queen. So here she is with her little handkerchief, her little Hermes scarf that she wears. And, you know, this is an elderly lady. This is an elderly lady that wears dresses, and scarves, and things like that. Or long coats that open up like little, like petticoats. And basically, they're all going to, the relationship between the Queen and Boris Johnson and the people in government, including Jacob Rees-Mogg, all that will suffer because he is going to be out there with many personal scandals of his own. And here they are, like in a building that has tons of windows. Tons of windows. This could be Parliament. I think that there's going to be very poor people, even homeless people, very poor people, lower income people, out there, out wherever they meet, where the government meets, protesting and asking for help. And here I see two guys like that, they are from opposing parties trying to help these people. I guess they see that in the future, whatever you did now for these people, you'll be remembered in the future. I see Boris throwing caution to the wind and living la vida loca, you guys. And then it's going to get so bad, and I see him having many problems, but it's going to get so bad for him that in the UK, there's even going to be issues with the power. With like electricity. I'm not sure what that's about. Hold on, you guys, let me go get my old cat. I hear her bellowing. Okay, so let's do a general reading on Boris. Show us Boris. As Prime Minister, show us. Please help us see what will be going on with him, what will happen with him. Why does this look warm? Show us Boris. What is good for us to know? Okay, so looking out. Not dealing with the outside because of money. Oh my God, you guys. I told you, I don't know what to tell you, man. I see bad cards for this guy. That crowns him the Tower. Something about foreign money. Or money outside of the UK will be coming out. His illicit relationships, whether it be political or to do with money ventures. His legacy in the past. Okay, so see, now he gets good cards. I don't understand this. So, you know, he's hiding a lot of things. This man is hiding many, many things. And when it pops, when his secrets come out, we're going to be shocked. Queen of Swords. See? More women pissed off at him. An older woman. Women pissed off at him, arguing with him. Oh boy. And what will come? Knight of Cups upside down. I told you, more scandals. More scandals with money, with women, with illicit relationships, political and personal. Emotional message upside down. Oh my. Yep, scandal after scandal. Scandal after scandal. So he's gonna get, he says he wants to get Brexit done. He's gonna portray like he's getting Brexit done, but it's gonna be years before he's able to do what he's promised, if at all. Definitively, the way that he proposes it, the way that Brexit's supposed to be done, or like they portray it to be done, won't be it. It's odd, like a false message. Show us Boris. What can we know about him? Just show us blindly. What can we know about him? Sacred Spirit, please allow us to see something. Allow us to see something. You know, the way he is, and all the people around him. I mean, it's just insanity. Show us Boris. I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump Jr. is sent over there to try to convince him to do Trump's bidding. Because I saw in the news today that he refused to get involved in the war with Iran. So they might be trying to work on him. Let's see. Show us Boris. Yep. Enemy at the gate. Oh my God, guys, wait for the scandal. Wait for the scandal. Sun upside down. It's still, this one's still a good card. So he has his people. So the people are not willing to give up on him again yet. The way here, that we're dealing with Trump, sort of the same thing. Enemy at the gate. Holy, more scandals. Justice. Justice is on him. To do with money, legacies, temperance, churches. Yeah, he's might again. I hate that he always comes out with like getting away with shit. Jesus. For the time being, but it's gonna be chipping at him, at his reputation. Why? This all will pass, you guys. This will all pass. One. Boris Prime Minister. Boris is Prime Minister. Shows Boris is Prime Minister. Boris is Prime Minister. Boris Prime Minister. Secrets. It's all secrets, you guys. Holy cow. Let's see. Fights. crowns him. That's kind of a Trumpish card to get. Page of Pentacles, money. That's a good card. More women mad at him. An Emperor. Another man coming in. Leaving. What the hell? Let's see. Where's he going? Letters. Lovers. Again. More scandals. They're gonna want him to leave. This could be Trump. This could be Trump here, trying to lead him into something with false documents, propaganda, trying to entice him. Trump is not going to let him go. I think he's even going to send Don Jr. You guys get ready for all the scandals and Trump trying to convince him to go fight. Or to at least back him up. If not in the media. To kiss his butt in the media. Okay, so that was my reading now on Boris. So I'm going to do a reading on, this is on my next video. I will do a reading on the Ayatollah and Mohammed bin Salman. You guys have a good evening. If you don't get to see my other video this evening, maybe tomorrow or the day after, take good care, you guys. Thank you so much. Big hugs. I love you all. Take good care. All the best.